Hey guys, quick little video looking at our practice final, just making sure that we're all aware of what's going on and what the heck we're expected to do. We're back in Otis, Otis.com. We're working Algebra 1, Semester 1, practice final. I want to give you a quick little preview on some of the questions you'll see on this practice final that you'll be working on yourself tomorrow. First question here, guys, you have a bunch of numbers. They were the results of rolls of a number cube, of a die. So what I need you to do is find the mean, median, and mode of the data. Now, I accidentally clicked this one. It might be that one. It might be this one. It might be this one down here. What you have to do to remember mean is your average. Add them all up, divide by how many there are. Your median is the middle. Line them up, smallest to largest, find the one in the middle. And then your mode is the most. Which number shows up the most? Not the biggest. Which number shows up the most? So there's number one. Take a look at number two. Going back to our stats here, interquartile range. We had this box plot early on in the semester. Interquartile range, our IQR. You take the right side of the box, the left side of the box, subtract them together. There's your IQR. Number three, you have another list. This time it's test scores for chemistry. Find the mean of the data. Remember, mean, add them up, divide by how many there are. Round to the nearest tenth. That means you should have one decimal place. One decimal. Number four here, you have two box plots you're comparing together. Focus on the left first. Looking at this one here, it shows the ages of customers at a car dealership over a week. What's the median? Well, that's easy. What's the middle? What's the range of ages? Range is the big one. 69 minus 42, the big one. Then you're going over here. Median from week one is less than, slightly less, slightly greater, greater than. The range from week one is less, slightly, slightly, or greater. And then the interquartile range, the IQR, is less, slightly, greater, or slightly greater. So you're comparing your answers to the first one to the answers in the second one, and you're going to tell me if it's less by a lot, if it's only a little bit less, if it's greater by a lot, or if it's only slightly greater. So number four, pretty involved. Look at number five here. Getting back to some easier ones, you have this equation. Solve that equation for C. You got to divide both sides by 12. Should be a piece of cake there. Number six. Ooh, this one's getting a little tricky here, guys, but you have a literal equation. An equation with a bunch of letters. We got to solve for H. We got to get this H all by itself, or we got to get the A all by itself, or we got to get the B by itself. It's going to be multiple options here. It could be one of them. It could be three of them. It could be all five of them. That's up to you to decide. See what you could do there on number six. Number seven, inequality. Variables on both sides, parentheses on the right side. It's a pretty complicated inequality. But work with your inverse operations, just like what we learned this semester, and solve for that M. Should be one of these four answers here. Number eight, a little bit simpler of a problem here. It's just an equation, 7 minus 9x, solve for x. Get rid of that 7, get rid of that negative 9, so on and so on. Looking at ordered pairs, find me the slope. Using that slope formula, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. See what you could do there. Number 10, you have this equation, 3x plus 15y equals negative 135. Solve for y. Put it in slope-intercept form. Get that y all by itself. What is this? Number 10. We want number 11 now. This one's kind of a nicer one, guys. You might even recognize this one from earlier this semester, but you have an initial fee of 45 plus a rate of 60 per hour. Write that equation here. Number 12. You have ordered pairs again. This time it's not just looking for the slope, you're looking for the equation of the line. So you have to do a little bit more there than just find the slope. Number 13, you have a graph of this inequality. Tell me what the inequality is. Y greater than or equal to, y less than or equal to, y greater than, y less than, whatever it is. Look at the y-intercept, count the slope, come up with your inequality right there. Number 14, compound inequality. Match it to one of these four. Keep it in mind, if it's an open circle, it's not underlined. If it's a closed circle, you're underlined. Only a couple more to talk, guys, and this video will be done. You're looking system of equations. Which method will you use and why? And then solve that system. Number 16, how many solutions does this system have? Is it a no solution? Is it a one solution? Is it an infinitely many solution? So guys, going back through just real quick, we had a bunch of stats ones, looking at box and whisker plots, looking at mean, median, mode. Then you had a bunch of solving equations and inequalities, graphing equations and inequalities. Then here at the end, we had systems of equations. That kind of gives you a big hint as to what's going to be showing up there in your final. There's a couple more questions that you'll see tomorrow. It's going to be functions questions, which we should be fine with. Functions isn't that hard for us from what I'm looking at with quiz scores and stuff. But that's your little sneak peek for tomorrow. Make sure you got this video in. I've got lots of hints as I'm going through each problem, so this will help you go through it when we talk it up tomorrow. But you'll be good to go. Thanks so much, guys. Talk to you later.